What up, guys? Today's laundry day. I'm going to do a recap of a bunch of the items that I found this past week or so that I'm washing and going to be taking out to the shops this coming week. 95% of the stuff is vintage. I think there's a few items that I'll throw on eBay, but for the most part, everything that's getting washed today is going to be going to the shop, so check it out. First off, this is a vintage crazy shirt, little volcano graphic tee from the 90s, Island of Fire. That'll go out for about 20 bucks. We got a year 2000 Disney Mickey Mouse denim jacket. Nothing super crazy on this one, probably 30 to 34 bucks. Another vintage Disney, this is a varsity jacket. Show you the tag, 90s one as well. Got Tigger on the back. Good little pickup, should be about 40 bucks on that one. 101 Dalmatians, denim button-up shirt. Had a few Disney ones. This one will probably go out for like 30 bucks. Vintage denim shirt with the not corduroy collar, khaki collar, Roundtree York 90s one, probably about 28 bucks on that one. A vintage H-bar C. These ones don't go super crazy for me, maybe 28 to 30 bucks. A vintage windbreaker jacket case. I don't know what that is, but 25 bucks on that one. This one's really cool. Vintage Lake Tahoe on the Galt Sand tag. This one I put out already for about 40 bucks. Vintage Wrangler floral button up. This one probably about 30 bucks. This is a little 80s one. I think it's 80s anyways. Paris Blues. It's a cropped acid wash denim jacket. I'll put it out for just like 30 bucks on that one. This is a vintage Army nylon windbreaker type jacket. 30 bucks on this one. Vintage Patagonia button-up shirt. This is probably a late 90s one. That'll go out for about 30 bucks in the $30 range. This one was a cool one. A Dickies, it's a Detroit style because it has the corduroy collar and the chest pocket. This one I should be able to get at least 50 bucks on. So that one was a pretty good pickup too. It's a little Hawaii tee. I don't know if it's late 90s or early 2000s, but 16 bucks on that one. Vintage Wrangler Pearl Snap. This is a 90s one. Probably about 28 to 30 bucks. Another 90s item, Do the Macarena. This one will go out for about 30 bucks. Little vintage crew neck. Vintage Gecko Hawaii tee. Another 90s joint. Does have the back graphic. This will go out for about 20 bucks. This is the vintage Nike Andre Agassi. It's got the 90s Nike tag. Does have the back hit. This one probably around 50 bucks. So that was a super cool pickup. This one is not vintage, but it's a good little Stussy sweater. I'll put this on eBay probably for about 35 bucks. Vintage denim button up. This is a Marlboro 90s one. That'll go out for like 25. Another vintage denim button up. This is a Levi's. Does have the thrash collar. That doesn't matter for me. It'll still sell 26 to 28 bucks pretty easily. Another vintage Wrangler denim pearl snap. This is another 90s one. It'll go for about 28, 30 bucks. If you get into the 1970s, 60s, or 50s, these denim pearl snaps can go over $100. This one is a vintage 90s Cowboys long sleeve crew neck on the nutmeg tag, probably about 30 bucks on that one. A 90s BYU tee. This will go out to the shop for about 20 bucks. Hey, look, another denim. This one's a Levi's. I can get in the 28, 30 bucks range on these. These always sell for me. Good little pickup. Little Western short sleeve. I don't know if this one will sell or not. I got it for pretty cheap, so I'll throw it out for like 24 bucks. The Dale Earnhardt Jr. little sweatshirt with the Chase tag, probably about 30 bucks on that one. Another vintage crew neck, Maui, probably around 30 bucks on this one. 90s Utah Utes, crew neck sweatshirt, that'll go out to the shop for 30. Good little local one, Park City 1989. I'm starting to save the 1980s and 1970s tees that I find to do like a big drop later down the road, so I may put this one in the vault. This is a vintage Liberty House Hawaiian shirt, probably around 25 bucks. Another vintage tee that I'll probably throw in the vault, 1986 West Jordan. That's a suburb of Salt Lake City, so another local joint. I'll probably throw that away with my other 80s and 70s tees. This one I'll put at the shop for like 18 bucks. Just a chill little vintage tee, nothing crazy. Another, what's one? This one, the 80s one with a spot on it. This may or may not sell. It doesn't have a cool graphic, does have the stain, so I'll probably throw it out for pretty cheap. Another Park City one, so another local one. That's one I can throw away in the vault with the 80s and 70s tees I'm saving, or I can throw it at the shop, either way. This style of shirt, this knit style, short sleeve, I don't do a ton, but I'm gonna try it out. I got it for pretty cheap. I'm probably gonna throw it out for like 25 bucks and just see if someone's interested in this style. Here's another one. Not a style I usually do, but sometimes you gotta try new things. Another local one, Deseret News. It's got the 80s Screen Stars tag. Another one that I could toss away and save. Yeah, I got a few of these older t-shirts recently on the Stedman tag, another 80s one. This is one I can throw away as well and save. This one I'm for sure gonna save. Shaker's Restaurant, Idaho, on the vintage Hanes tag. That's definitely one I'm gonna throw in the vault with my 70s and 80s tees. This is another whatever one, March of Dimes. It doesn't really have that cool of a graphic. Vintage crew neck on the Hanes tag. I'll put it out for like 25 bucks and see if someone's interested. Now this one, I have sold a similar one. It's a Hawaii tourism shirt. They made them in like the 70s and 80s. And I remember selling one for at least 50 bucks. I know it went pretty high, so that might be one I'll throw on eBay. This was a super sick one that I found, the vintage 80s, 1984, Michael Jackson, Beat It, promo tee. This one, I'm thinking around 100 bucks. I saw a few that sell a little bit higher, but I'm thinking in the 100 buck range. This was a cool little vintage denim pullover. It's got those little lace straps near the top. I think I put this already at the shop for like 48 bucks just because it has a really cool look. Another March of Dimes. This one's a t-shirt, so not as cool. I'll still put it out at the shop for 16 bucks and see if someone's interested. This one's cool. It has the plaid sleeves, denim button up with the hood. I can get at least 30 bucks for this particular style at the shop. That's an easy pickup. Another little 80s tee with some staining, 1989 Subaru one. That's an iffy one. The graphic's not cool. I mean, it's whatever. Sometimes these shirts sell, sometimes they don't. You just gotta throw them out and see. This one's cool. It's a vintage Champion polo. Polo shirts I don't do a ton of, but I'm gonna throw that out for 25. 2000s Quicksilver tee. Quicksilver is a good trending brand. Probably get about 18 to 20 bucks. Another 80s one, Freedom Run. Graphics kind of whatever. I'll probably still save this with my 80s and 70s tees. Another cool vintage one, just has a interesting graphics, says Danger on it. Nothing crazy, maybe 20 bucks. Another vintage polo shirt, Izod. I'll try it out for like 24 bucks, see what happens. This one, I don't even know if it's gonna sell. Someone did their little handprint artwork, but it's old enough, at least from the 80s. It's an 80s Screen Star tag, so you never know. Someone might want it. Vintage Farside, this is a 90s one, Farside Comics. This one I'll put out for about 25 bucks. This one's cool, vintage Levi Strauss crewneck sweatshirt, at least 30 bucks on this one. A vintage Adidas USA jacket. I should have put this out before the Olympics started, but oh well. I'll still throw it out, 30 to 40 bucks. Nothing super crazy. Little sleeveless windbreaker vest, Nike. This one will go out for like low 20s. Nothing crazy. This one's cool. Vintage crew neck. It's got a cool fade to it, cool color. The SDI company makes a lot of really good crew necks. 1980s crazy shirt, Lolo Beer. These ones kind of go all over the place, anywhere from like 30 to 80 bucks, maybe a little bit more with the B Kleban, if I'm pronouncing that right. That's a good little tee that I'll save. Vintage Wrangler, little striped one, 30 bucks. Cool vintage crew neck, Autobahn. Another one on the good SDI tag. At least 30 bucks, 30 to 40 bucks on that one. This is a Y2K mud turtleneck sweater. This one I should be able to get at least 30 bucks. Some of them go a little higher on eBay, but at least 30 bucks for this one. This will just go to the shop. Vintage New Balance windbreaker jacket. Windbreaker jackets are kind of hit and miss right now. I'll probably just throw it out for 25 bucks, 25 or 30 bucks. Good vintage sweater. If it doesn't sell right now, I can put it away during the summer and put it out next fall. Good vintage crew neck, Hawaii on the crazy shirt again. This one at least 30 bucks. This is just a Y2K Old Navy, which is kind of a whatever brand, but it's 2004. Thermals do pretty decent for me. I can get probably 24 bucks for it. Vintage corduroy button up. Another one in the Old Navy, 90s one, 30 bucks on that one. Another vintage 80s tee. This one I will save as well with my 80s and 70s tees. Cool little pickup. Another vintage crew neck, Pumpkin Ridge on the good old SDI tag. At least 30 bucks for that one. This is kind of a weird little crew neck, vintage crew neck. I'll put it out for 25 bucks. This one's cool. Got the buttons up top. Vintage Hawaii pullover. 30 bucks on that one. Another vintage crew neck, 90s one. That'll go out for about 30 bucks as well. Vintage University of Utah Crimson Club sweater. That'll go out for 30 bucks. Another local joint, University of Utah. 20 bucks on that t-shirt. This one's cool. Park City, Utah. 90s vintage crew neck on the Fruit of the Loom. 34 bucks on that one, I think is what I priced it at. And a vintage Field and Stream 90s black button-up shirt. 26, 28 bucks on that one. I also got a few shorts and pants this week. The shorts, I'm just about ready to throw these out. Spring is almost here. Anchor blue. Those go out for about 25 bucks. Some Carhartt double knees, black. These will go out probably for about 40 bucks. Some vintage Levi's, 90s ones, black 501s. The black 501s do the best of the colors. These I'll probably get about 50 bucks for. Some vintage Wranglers. Wranglers are kind of whatever. They don't go for like a ton. I'm thinking I can get like 30 bucks. I really only grabbed these Made in USA ones. These are like an 80s pair. Nothing crazy, but hey, 30 bucks. Then we got some Y2K Levi's Silver Tab, loose fit jeans, 34 bucks on those ones. Another pair of vintage Levi's, 501s, in the 30 to 40 range on the blue ones. Another pair of vintage Wranglers. Those will go out for 30 bucks as well. 90s pair of Lucky brand jeans. The Lucky ones do sell for me as long as they're like that loose wide leg fit. These got the 90s tag, size 36. These will probably go out for about 30 bucks. Another pair of vintage jorts, 25 bucks. Another pair of Carhartts. These aren't double knee, but they have a really good fade to them. These will go out for like 30 bucks. Some 90s XXX dungarees. These are a size 38, which is kind of a bigger size for me, but they're wide leg baggy fit, 30 bucks. Another pair of Luckies, another 30 bucks. 90s ones. This style I don't really do, but I'm going to try them out. A pair of like 1970s pants, some slacks. I'll try them out for like 25 or 30. And these ones I just grabbed because I got them really cheap. Probably like 18 bucks. Overall, a good amount of stuff. I'll keep at it, keep grinding, keep hustling. And as always, I'll be back at it tomorrow.